Welcome to the two of you who will probably be watching this. My name is Mr. Albert Cantone.
I'm Chef Poindexter.
And Chef has agreed to teach me how to bake. Chef talks a pretty big game about his baking, and I know how to bake truly nothing. I make a mean omelet and a mean frozen pizza, and that's about the extent of my cooking experience. So Chef Poindexter is going to teach me how to bake things that can help me, one, impress my wife, and two, there is no two. It's really just to impress my wife. That's why I'm learning how to bake. So, Chef, what on earth are we making today?
So today we're making muffins. So they should be pretty simple. They're considered a quick bread. We should be done in maybe 40 minutes tops.
That is exactly what I'm talking about. What's the longest thing you've ever baked? How long did it take?
Either croissants when I worked at a bake shop or one of the wedding cakes I did after I graduated. Croissants is a process that typically will take several days to make. We'll make the dough, and then we'll add in the butter, and then we let it chill. Now, when we do it, it's not the only thing we do. So, like, I would come into the bake shop, I would start with the croissants, and then I would immediately move on to something else.
Right.
That's how it would work.
I was expecting you to say, like, a couple hours.
When I did this wedding cake, it took me 2 days. So I baked all the layers one day and started to ice them. And then the next day I came back, finished icing, covered in fondant, did all the decorations, and had to deliver it.
That is insane. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's ridiculous. But, okay. I have some of my ingredients here.
Okay.
Those are my ingredients. So we're making muffins, but then we're also doing like a creme coat?
A crumb coat. So like
crumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard creme and like got real freaked out. Like, I'm not even kidding you.
Nah, a crumb coat. So you can just keep it simple and like sprinkle sugar over top. That'll give it a little bit of crust, but we went a little bit further than that.
Oh, good. Good, thank you. I asked for an easy recipe. All right. Chef obviously is good at this and like got all the ingredients that he needed. I didn't. And so I'm adding some different ones. And so we'll see how this works. It might go great and mine might look awful. Chefs are going to look great, of course, which isn't going to make me feel bad at all. Okay. So you've sent me the recipe.
Yes.
All right. I need to preheat. My oven, oh boy, to 400 degrees.
Yes.
Centigrade. You probably haven't done that.
I did.
All right, grease muffin cups or lined with muffin. Okay, what do you do with that? Just like butter? No.
I've got a baking spray. So typically, like something like Pam, yeah, that would work. I'm gonna wait to do that. So.
Okay, I was gonna wait too. I was just trying to see what your thing was. All right, what we got next?
First, let's start with our dry ingredient for the muffins.
Okay.
1.5 cups of all-purpose flour.
Ooh, that's what I should do. So instead of vegetable oil, I have butter because I want my arteries to be nice and clogged. So I need to warm that up, right?
Yeah, you can melt that down. I wouldn't go too far with it. You don't want it to start to break down.
Okay. So what would you say? How long?
A few seconds, because honestly, if it still has chunks, if the rest of it's still hot enough.
A few seconds. That seems ridiculous, but okay. Guess you're the one who got the degree in this. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go 8. Oh. So, Chef, what have you been doing during your quarantine? This is the
I've
part
been,
where I start to be like Jimmy Fallon, because that's my dream is to be like Jimmy Fallon. So I have like I should have given you the questions ahead of time. So if I throw any hardballs at you, I'm sorry.
I have been singing and cooking. It's pretty much it. I talked to some of my friends through Zoom, um, or just other video chat. Um, that's pretty much it. What about you? What have you been up to?
Oh man, was not expecting these questions to be thrown back at me. So we got a dog. His name is Phil, like the person. And he's been awesome. He has actually taken on most of our time. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have this animal distracting me. Like, I don't know. I don't know how people do this. Like, working from home is brutal. Like, it is not. Like, it's hard, and like, and so, and like, having a routine's been super important. Like, he's forced us to get up early and walk him and kind of feed him. So that schedule's been good. But I mean, other than that, man, I don't know. It's like a whole lot of like watching Netflix shows.
Yeah, that's
Shows that I'm like, I would never watch normally, but I'm like, well,
yeah.
I got time. So All American looks like a really good, way to spend the rest of my day. It's the words that don't have anything to do with food for me that freak me out. It's like gradually incorporate the other ingredients. I'm like, what do we have, like an orientation that we're doing? Like, I'm not. No, just add. I just need add. Okay, let's see. So now we're on to our wet ingredients, yes?
Yes. All right. So you want to start with I guess in your case, the butter first. So that 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, and then add your egg to that measuring cup. All right, take 3.
Okay. Welcome. What are we making today?
Oh man. All right. So as I was saying, I don't know what got cut off and what didn't. You want to mix until it's just combined, because you can overmix it. And what will happen is you can change the texture, so they might be a little bit tough. But also you're gonna make the crumb inside uneven. And so basically when you cut the muffin in half, you want to see the same picture on both sides. And you just want to see evenness. If you overmix it, you start to get those craters, kind of like with the pockets of butter.
Right.
And that'll happen too if you've got, like, if I had like random flour chunks in here, then that will turn into giant holes on the inside.
Gotcha. Can you lift your mixture up just so we can see what it should look like?
Yes.
Okay. I think mine's, because I used butter, I think mine's a little thicker.
It could be. This recipe seems to be a little thick anyway.
Okay.
Why the next step, you want to make sure you fold in stuff. So I've got fresh berries, and you said you got frozen.
Yeah, that's yeah. I'm not a berry purist. Well, it's what my wife told me. My wife actually gave me a hint. She said I should take out the strawberries, because the strawberries are super, super wet, and they will ruin this.
They do have a lot of moisture in them, so unless you know exactly what's happening.
Okay, so I'm going to, let's see. So mine's going to be like mixed berry muffins.
Okay.
I wonder how those are going to taste.
I've got raspberries. I
Ooh.
prefer raspberries over blueberries.
Why do you prefer raspberries over blueberries? What did blueberries ever do to you?
Personally, I just like the flavor of raspberries.
Okay. I thought it was something personal, like from your childhood. Something traumatic that we could really get into in our still unnamed, very poorly produced cooking show. So, I dump them in on top, yes?
Yes, and then you're gonna want to get, you can use a spoon or you can use a spatula.
Okay. I'll use my Star Wars Princess Leia spatula.
Got it. All right.
I don't know why we have 2 of these, but we do. Okay.
So the whole thing is going to be the process where you try to pull from the bottom and bring it to the top.
Okay.
It's really, with you have frozen berries, so this process won't necessarily hurt as much, but with like the fresh berries, I don't want to smush them because as I smush them, they release color, and I don't want my dough to turn red first.
Hey,
What did you do to make it turn?
what are you talking about? This is the way our kitchen normally looks. We're just having a fun little cooking channel.
All right, so I'm gonna start folding mine.
I love you. All right, so start folding it from the bottom to the top. What do you think so far, Elena? I didn't make a huge mess. It wasn't that bad. Okay, yes, I made a little bit of a mess, but don't worry, I'll clean it up.
It's fine.
All righty. Okay. I believe mine are now folded.
All right, great. So what I would do is just kind of sit that bowl aside for now, so that you can make your crumb coat.
Oh boy. Okay. Got my second bowl. Let's do this.
Sweet. All right, so you need half a cup of sugar.
I hear this a lot, and for some reason I think I know better than every chef. When I hear like, don't heat up your butter too much, I'm always like, okay, what's the difference between nice piping hot melty butter and lukewarm soft butter?
Because a lot of times, well, like in this recipe, I think it's just kind of there, but it's going to kind of pull those ingredients together. When you're doing things like cakes and other stuff, you're kind of using that to kind of cream through the other ingredient, especially with the sugar. You make it liquid, then you lose that fluffiness, and you take away one of the properties of that butter and what it's supposed to do and how it's supposed to react with the sugar.
Gotcha. Okay. Now that's someone should have told me that years ago. Correction. I know someone did. I just didn't listen to them. Okay. So I've got my butter. Put my butter in.
All right. Yep.
Wait. These are gonna be so good.
Yep. Probably.
With motivation like this, you're so surprised that I don't cook more often. Make more often. The 60% chance. That's a pass. Let's go. Pass fail.
Oh man! And now you need cinnamon.
Okay, I have cinnamon.
So you need 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon.
1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon.
When I was in culinary school, we have written exams, but we also have practicals.
Uh-huh.
To like make the actual stuff that we've been talking about, even though we like tested on paper. And one of the first things we had to do was muffins, and just I don't know what went wrong, but I know the difference between a teaspoon and a tablespoon. But I just misread the recipe, and I put in 2 tablespoons of baking powder. And then we're just like watching these muffins bake, and I'm like looking at mine, they're just massive. And I was like, what's happening? And then I went back and I like read the paper, and I was like, oh God. I just had this moment of like panic. I was able to start over, and like the next batch came out great, but it was still just like, why are those, like they were triple the size of everyone else's muffins. It was bad.
And is it one of those things where like now you can just know, like you look at someone's recipe when it's baking, and you're like, I'm pretty sure I know what you did? Or was that the thing where you were like, were you looking at it and you're like, I have no idea why I have balloon muffins?
No, I knew exactly the minute I went back, because I like read over the recipe. I was like, oh, this is where I went wrong. But like now, like as a teacher, yeah, I can definitely look and I'll be like, you guys added way too much butter. I had kids make chocolate chip cookies, and I mean they just crumbled. Like you couldn't even pick them up. Like that's how much butter they used. I was like, what did you do? And they're like, I don't know. I was like, this is too much butter, and it just tasted like oil. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. My wife just asked if this was going online. I said yes. I think she's going to be nicer to me now. Wow, what good muffins!
I love making bread, man. I think that's one of the things the most that I miss about like when I lived in Norfolk was working in the bake shop and like making bread. I don't miss the hours, but I do miss making the bread.
Insane.
Like weirdly conversational. Kids are gonna watch the whole thing.
I'm sorry, that's our first fight. No, I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna edit it. Don't worry. My finish with berries. Yes, I'm finished with berries. Thank you. Now I'm like super self-conscious. Okay. All right. What's next?
So now that we've got everything mixed, you want to prepare your pan. So this recipe makes 8. So I would only spray 8. What are you working with 12?
Fine.
So what I'm gonna do is both outsides.
Okay. Why not the middle?
Because sometimes when you put things together like beside each other and then there's nothing on the other side, then they tend to bake uneven. Instead of creating this like muffin top, you're gonna get a muffin slope.
Now that's something we can go in business on together. Muffin slopes. Make a killing. You're like, it's the more you tell me, the more I'm like, and the more I'm nervous about these actually turning out well. And we've used such an easy recipe to start, so.
Yeah. All right, so now we've done that, you want to scoop in your batter into each slot that you've sprayed. I just would go by eye in terms of how much is in each one. All right, so now you want to get that crumb coat and put it over the best way you can.
Okay.
Yours, but mine's kind of like mushed together.
Okay. Mine's like lumpy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've got like little lumps of butter.
I mean, that'll be fine. It'll help add some moisture into the.
All right. Here we go.
You ready? So I'm gonna put mine in now. The recipe says for 20 to 25 minutes. Yesterday I made this recipe and it probably took like 16 minutes, if that.
So you said 16?
Yeah, it wasn't long. A lot of times, especially with baking recipes, everything's just a generation. So where people go wrong often is taking the recipe for its word, because every oven's different, and so you don't know, like your oven might bake faster, your oven might bake slower, where the rack is, what type of pan you're using, all of that stuff changes the time. So yeah, I know that this is going to go by a little bit faster than the recipe actually calls for.
Okay. I guess now we clean up. I guess that's what I should do.
This is the cleanup time, the time that everybody hates.
Oh boy. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Here's a good question. Which teacher would you most like to have in your culinary class? 1, because you think they'd just crush it, and then 2, the person you'd like just for pure comedic value. Like the teacher you're like, just you would love nothing more than to throw to the wolves and be like, good luck.
Oh God, who do I think would crush it? I think probably Matt Clay would crush it, because I know he makes breads at home, and he does like sourdough starters and stuff, so he already has an understanding of what's going on. So I think he would crush it.
He would crush it. He just seems like that person who's just pretty much good at everything.
Yeah.
Clay, for listening to this, I didn't say this under duress. I actually mean it. I feel like he's just got that. He's got that edge where he can just kind of figure his way into crushing anything.
Yeah. Check on your muffins, because mine are not looking the way they should.
Oh boy. Okay. Check my muffins. Oh boy. They're growing up. What
Yours
years?
look bigger than they should be.
Yeah, mine are looking big.
Yeah, I think it's that crumb coat that just like kind of push stuff out.
Huh.
I didn't think about that.
I didn't either.
All right.
All right, so now the teacher that you're like just for comedic value, you'd love to just like just
It'd be between you and Nikki. Because you guys would both. I think back to our first year when I did the teaching Cupcake Wars and just like watching you guys like just destroy my classroom, which like that day I had just done like a deep clean. I was like, spring break's coming, I'm gonna clean up.
winter break, right? It was the start of winter break.
Yeah. It was so, oh my God. And I just remember like stepping back and being like, why did I clean? Like they destroyed my rooms.
Yep. No, that was before I had truly any cooking experience at all. Like I have enough now to say like I could look at a recipe and not just like throw up. But back then I made like ready rice and put like lunch meat on it and called it a meal.
Yeah.
And looking at all of these recipes for cupcakes, I just panicked. So I don't even know I think I just cleaned stuff up. I think that was my job, was just to like move things because no one trusted me in that kitchen. I remember that. That was, yeah, we got robbed. We totally deserve to win.
Oh my God. If y'all had stood up with
stole that. That was yeah, that was a ton of fun. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm checking my muffins again to see. Oh, they don't look that bad. They just look really puffy.
mine look awful.
Oh, well, sorry. Sorry. Maybe it's the butter. Maybe it's my really smart thinking on my feet.
Making that ninth one is what did it.
Yeah.
This is like my practical all over again. Just bigger than I thought it was gonna be.
This is perfect. This is. I'll just call it cooking with Chef AC from now on. featuring Malik. I'd be like, oh, and our guest today is Malik again. I'm teaching. Oh man. All right, it's been 16 minutes for mine. I'm gonna. No, dear.
All right, yeah, go ahead. You take yours out. I'm about to take mine out.
I don't. Okay, so I stuck mine in, and then a little bit of stuff came out.
All right.
On my.
Yeah, I would let it sit for a little bit.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's not done. That's not done at all.
Oh.
This is all right. This is our first attempt. It's fine.
Our first attempt.
We'll be doing French cooking by the end of this.
We'll be making hollandaise.
Yeah. So that's my mom's favorite recipe.
You said what?
And I never understood why my dad got so freaked out by it. And he'd be like, all right, like, it's Mother's Day. It's time to make Eggs Benedict with hollandaise. And he'd get so freaked out. And he would ask us to come and help him. And I think, honestly, it was for plausible deniability. Playing his children when his hollandaise sauce completely fell apart. And he would get so anxious about it. This is a man who can throw something on the grill, close his eyes, and then just take it out, and it's perfect. And it doesn't give him the fits. Like, he couldn't do it. Like, at all. So, I'm feeling you on that one. All right, Muffins, let's do this. Hello, Muffins. How are you doing today? You guys doing well? Yeah, but doing all right.
Are you talking to us right now?
Yes, positive affirmation is going to make them look better.
Is it though?
It's like that science experiment where they like yelled at the droplets of water, and they said nice things to the other ones, and then the crystallization, like the ones that got yelled at looked really nasty, and the ones that were like given words of affirmation looked beautiful. I'm applying that very real science to my muffins. Okay, at what point do we put them on a pan?
You want to let them rest first. If you try to pull them out right now, they'll completely fall apart.
Okay, I totally knew that. I was just testing you. Oh, all right. Are you taking these muffins out, man? I'm so excited.
I'm gonna try to flip my pan upside down, and I'll see what falls out.
Oh, okay. I mean,
so they all came out, so that's a good sign.
I'm gonna do a live flip so everyone can see.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yours look like how mine looked yesterday. Mine today don't look like that. I don't know.
Well, once again, it's not really how they look; it's how they taste. Okay, so I just flip it.
Yep.
So. I think there's a little shy. These shy muffins did.
Oh no, she just dropped, man.
All right, now I'm gonna flip them. Take two. I'll just edit that part out. Oh, time to flip for the first time. 3. Okay, so what's you said if we cut them in half, they have to look the same on both sides?
Yeah, so you're looking for so we call the inside here. I'll try to show you this one. We call the inside the crumb, and so you're looking for we call it a crumb.
Okay.
And so you're looking for the crumb to be even. And so this one doesn't really have anything. The crumb's pretty even in this. The biggest hole is the inside of that raspberry.
Right.
Sometimes when you overmix, what you'll get is you'll see this, but that hole that's in that raspberry will stretch from top to bottom.
Got
it. Here in the middle and go all the way through.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna cut one. You're gonna judge my crumb. Is that with a B at the end, or?
Yeah, it's just the same thing of when you drop small breadcrumbs on the floor. It's just called a crumb. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh god.
All right, and now we taste one, right?
Yeah.
Or do we have to wait?
No, you don't have to wait. You can taste it. I'm gonna show let's see if I can get.
Elena, can you come in here and taste one? Thank you.
So
I was expecting you to say no.
This is what I made yesterday.
Nice.
And then this is today's giant muffin tops.
But those are so good. The muffin tops, man. Right? Aren't you?
Good job.
Let's go. Okay. All right, here.
I want the big one.
Oh, you. Oh. I thought we were gonna eat. At the same time, Elena just digs right in. Okay.
Cheese butter.
She's more butter? Okay. Well, fair point answer. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Technical difficulties and all. Thank you for holding my hand and walking me through this.
Anytime.
Moments like these that I remember that you're a true professional at this and this is your job. So hopefully this gave you a little taste of being a teacher again.
It definitely did.
All right. Until next time. What do they say? Bon appetit. I was gonna say bon voyage. I was legit gonna be like bon voyage, and there we go. All right.
Oh god.
See ya.
See you guys.